Lisa has a question here. Just wondering if anyone else has been experiencing lots of trauma coming up and crying. For the last 2 weeks, it has been very intense for me. Is this something we will experience throughout the entire process? As always, thanks, Brent, and all for your support. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, Lisa. Things coming up to be processed, to be purged, to be released, to be healed, to be seen in the light of our awareness, to integrate trauma is another way of looking at it. To cry, right? To feel things that maybe perhaps in the past we weren't able to feel because we didn't feel safe enough, we didn't have the right context, we didn't have the right energy, we didn't know how, right? So now, right, there's either we have those resources available or the process, our body just says, okay, no more holding on to this, we're going to release this. So this is sort of natural, very common part of the process. Everyone experiences it to some degree or another. For some, it's very slow. It takes a long time. For others, it's pretty intense. It takes a short amount of time. It happens in phases and stages and layers as well. If it's something we'll experience throughout the process, uh, not necessarily, not necessarily. And the way I like to think about it is if we use this word trauma or karma or, conditioning, things that we're carrying, it's a finite amount of stuff that we're carrying. It's not a bottomless pit, right? So eventually there comes a point where we've processed this stuff, we've dealt with it. And so it doesn't need to keep arising because where would it arise from if it's already been dealt with? So you can know that this isn't going to just be the rest of your journey, just constantly processing, crying, and things. There's phases that we do get invited to feel, but on the other side of this, there's peace. There's a free flow of energy through the system. We're able to be calm and relaxed and to feel safe. And we're not carrying these things in our body, in our psyche. They're not influencing the way that we move through the world, our relationships, because we've dealt with it, we've felt it, we've processed it. So short-term difficulty for long-term gain, not uncommon at all. Within the past little while, it's been pretty quiet for me, but I can get the sense that this past little while for many people has been very intense, with lots of things going on in their process. So if anyone can relate on the timeline as well, please let Lisa know. Um, but not uncommon at all. And you can remember, whatever I'm feeling, I'm healing. Whatever I'm feeling, I'm healing. Yeah, Frankie relating here. I've been crying nearly every day since last October. Yeah, yeah. Galen as well. Reliving trauma for a good 5 years straight, nonstop. Yeah. Lots of others relating. Thank you so much. Mariah, Roar, Bo. Yeah. Yeah. It's like your body's shaking it off, shaking it off. Another way I like to think about it is, if our house gets messy because we haven't cleaned up, in a month, cumulatively, progressively, it gets messier and messier. And then in a couple hours, you can clean it all up and bring it back up to, being 100% clean. 1 month of progressively accumulating all of this mess, 2 hours of cleaning, right? So same way, that lifetime of accumulation of trauma, a few weeks or a short period, maybe we could say years, just to include everybody who's mentioned years, a few years of healing, right? So you don't have to think that it's going to take as long as it took to accumulate the trauma. It's not going to be as long as it takes to heal it because we heal consciously, we accumulate unconsciously, right? So with consciousness, we're much more efficient. Yeah, and Karen says, isn't the entire process throughout all of life? Yeah, this is an ongoing process, an ongoing process of change and transformation, just like our bodies constantly change, throughout our lives, constantly change. It's the same thing. But there are these specific marked phases of purification, of healing, of releasing, of purging, that don't have to be ongoing throughout the process. Not at all. Yeah, Mariah asks a great question here. Is it always so that whatever you're feeling, you're healing? Or can you reactivate old trauma by staying in situations where it gets triggered over and over? Excellent question. Yes. Of course, it's a bit of an oversimplification for me to say that whatever you're feeling, you're healing. I was speaking specifically to those in an obvious purification context, right? In the midst of situations like an abusive situation, we don't want to stay in that situation and tell ourselves, well, whatever I'm feeling, I'm healing. Uh-uh. That's spiritual bypassing. uh, when we're in a safe container and it's very clear that what's coming up is being brought up by this process to be felt, to be released, then we can use that mantra, whatever I'm feeling, I'm healing, but only in a context that feels safe and appropriate. And that's where we have to use our discernment, some degree of common sense, and also be mindful of these themes that are very sticky traps of spiritual bypassing, right? We don't want to be staying in a situation that's traumatic, that's unsafe, that's abusive, and using our spirituality to justify why we're not yet leaving. Yeah, it's a great question, Mariah. Thank you for bringing that up. Find safety, then we heal. We don't heal in situations that cause pain. We heal in safe situations. We can look back in hindsight at situations that cause pain and make sense of them and process and forgive and see that there was a lesson there and all that. Sure. But in the midst of it, we don't use that type of attitude just as an excuse to stay. Right? It's scary. It's hard to leave some of these situations, of course, right? We could get really trapped. There could be an element of being addicted to them. It's familiar, whatnot. But really, the lesson, the healing comes on the other side of finding the courage to leave, to get help,